Peace and greetings, and welcome back to another episode of Massage Chair Chat. This is episode 2, and today's topic, top 10 things men should not do when on a massage table. It may be for women as well, but this is geared towards men specifically, okay? So just a brief background. When I first started doing massage, the intent was to only work on women and specialize in Mayan abdominal massage because it has been said to help those who suffer with fibroid tumors. And so being that I also suffer with fibroid tumors, or not that I'm menopausal, not so much, but then it was really an issue for me. And I found that modality is one that really helped women. So I wanted to focus on that. And my business initially was only for women. When I first started out doing massage, I had opened a small studio. Now it's funny because they say, your modality pretty much chooses you. You go in thinking, oh, this is what I want to do. In your school, you make your business plan and you have it all mapped out. And that was, the name Sangoma and the whole fertility doll. I had it all mapped out. But now there's a different empathy that I now have for male clients. And they're not as intimidating. It's assumed that, men, just because you're a female therapist, that men are somehow going to try something. And that's not the case at all. I think, and not to say it doesn't, we know it happens. But I'm saying that I have discovered that when working with men, depending on my energy and how I approach massage and how firm and professional and assertive I am, that kind of sets the tone and sets the pace. And then there are men who really do, they understand, just like men who love to get their nails done, or who they pamper themselves. There are men who just really want to be pampered and who understand the benefits of massage, and they have no interest in anything sexual in nature. I think that's unfortunately a bad stereotype. So today, these top 10, though, even though that's a client that I have empathy for and that I'm very comfortable with, here are 10 things that men should not do on the table, at least on my table. I'll speak for me, and if other massage therapists can vouch for it, hey, kudos, and we'll keep it moving. Someone may disagree. It's always going to be someone's like, well, that doesn't bother me, and what's the big deal about? So I'll say the 10 things men should not do on my table, okay? Number 1, it's not in any particular order, grab my hand. Don't grab. You know how you're lying prone, that's face down, and your hands are on the table, flushed against the table, your palm is up, and there's a stroke down the arm onto the hand, and the hand grabs yours, or it bends. Now there may be definitely a natural closing of the hand, but not one that would cause you to actually grab a therapist's hand. Don't do that. Don't grab a therapist's hand. Don't grab my hand. 2, moving the draping. Draping is there for a reason. Legally, we have to drape. You're not nude on the table. If a therapist has told you to, get undressed to your comfort level, and and underneath the sheets, there's a reason for that. There's no reason for you to be butt naked on the table, exposed, and moving the drape when you're supine, when you're face up, and there's the moving of the drape beyond, close to, beyond the abs. Like sometimes some therapists, are not comfortable with even working on pecs. I'm very comfortable working on pecs. I don't have an issue with if the drape is somewhere, even below the breast. But that's, it's another one of those issues. I don't have a problem with that. For me, it's when you're moving it past the, your pelvic region. It's like, what are we doing? Number 2, don't move the drape that low, that far down. It's unnecessary. 3, Discuss sexual topics. It's inappropriate. Don't need to discuss anything sexual, given the nature of a massage. Excuse me, the massage setting. We don't need to add to the stereotype of what's to be expected. So avoiding sexual topics. Moaning and groaning and grunting outrageously. If something feels good, that's fine to comment on, that feels good. But I think what a moan or groan, a sexual moan or groan, when it's overly done or when it's just unnecessary. There's no need to moan and groan and grunt on the table. Touching and adjusting yourself. Now, of course, when you're face down and then a client or the therapist asks you to flip over, it may be a case where naturally a gentleman has an erection that's actually normal. It's it's not unusual. I'll say for that to happen. It's no cause for alarm. But before that flipping process, I understand where there's maybe a little adjustment because now you're about to be flipped, turn over, and so you want to adjust yourself or whatever you need to do. Some sort of adjustment that happens. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying where you're constantly adjusting and touching yourself and, no, that's unnecessary. You get one adjustment, bruh. One adjustment. That one adjustment before you flip over, when you're about to be supine, face up, and whatever was happening while you were face down, go ahead and adjust yourself. But after that, you don't need to you don't need to touch and adjust yourself. All right. So where were we? 5. No, that was 5. 6. Ask to be touched in the groin area. Everybody knows what the groin area is. No, that's an area that's off limits, and sometimes, people say, just this area right here, they'll point, like they specifically have been waiting, or it's a test. It's like one of those areas that they know is off limits, but that's kind of, the test of, it's just right in here. How, they want to see how far you can get up near, the penis or their private, no, there's a stretch. Now we can do a stretch that will stretch that area, but as far as massaging that area, no, that's an off-limit area. Maybe not for all, but I'm speaking personally, right? As a therapist, I'm sure there are different rules out there. Joke or suggest about happy endings. Just don't do it. Flex your muscles instead of relaxing. The whole purpose of the massage is to relax. And oftentimes, I say that a lot. Oftentimes, it's like just one of those disclaimers because, you putting out videos and you're saying things. You just hate to have someone, it's going to be somebody that wants to argue or debate. And I get it because I can be that person too, but I don't go on other people's page purposely setting out to argue. I use my page to debate. Now, if you come on my page debating, that's different. But it's like I don't go seeking out an argument, on somebody else's platform, So it's crazy to me. So I always feel like I have to put out these, often, many, sometimes, so people don't say, not me. Well, this is not the case with me. Okay, that's why I said sometimes, oftentimes. Okay, so flexing muscles, you're there to relax the muscles. There's no need, I know that, you may want to show your muscles, or it's just the whole idea. It makes my job as a therapist harder if you're flexing your muscle when the whole purpose is to relax your muscle. Next one, I think I'm on 9. Folding the hands behind the back of the arm. Now, we talked about being supine. So when you're face up, we talked about the adjustment part. But when your hand is like this, you just kind of lean back. Now, that may seem very innocent to many, right? But it's still very suggestive, and it can give a certain I don't know. It's just suggestive. I don't know what else to describe it as, but you know, if you're getting a massage and as soon as you turn over and you just kind of, you as a man, just like, you know, just hands behind your back and you just all, this ain't the place, bro. This ain't the place for all that. You don't need to put, you can be hands, you know, first of all, your hands are gonna be moved around anyway. So I control your arm. I'm in control, okay? I'm in control. I do what I want to do with your arms and hands, okay? So the best position for them by your side, I'll take it from there. When I want them moved, I'll move them, okay? And this whole action here, I'm going to place your arm behind and give you a nice stretch. You don't need to start, okay? You get it. I don't even know what number I'm on. That might have been 8, 9. So I don't know if that was 8 or 9 or 10. And I think my last one is leaving money, a gratuity, the tip on the table. Don't do it. You don't need to pay and leave the money on the table. That happened to me one time. That was at Massage Envy. I was like, God, I'm so offended. I felt so cheap. Don't leave gratuity. I'm like, just don't, you know, put it, even if you're going to put it in an envelope at least. Don't just leave dollar bills on the table. Come on. This has been episode 2 of Massage Chair Chat. Join me here again on Sundays. Peace.